Hey, so welcome to my channel. This is my first build. Very excited to share something finally. So kind of what I was doing with this little cottage was I wanted to kind of create like almost like an A-frame cottage. It's something I've done a lot recently and really enjoyed making them because I think they just look so sweet. So I just kind of have the roofs coming up from the front. Opposite this one, there's another house I built very similar, but this time I wanted to try and make it a little bit bigger, but still have that kind of like symmetrical look on the outside. So you'll see as I go around, I open the gallery a lot. I really wanted to make it look nice in the gallery because I think although the gallery is a wonderful thing, sometimes there's just like houses can look horrible and then I just think I wouldn't want to download that. I go through and I change the front and I really spend a lot of time like getting this looking really cute from the front, and I also changed the colour scheme so many times. You'll see I started out with white to just give me something neutral to work with, but then I try and go with these lighter tones, and then I really like these. I always use that roof tile and I normally use it in the black, and again I was just trying to do something a little bit different because I'm kind of sick of my houses looking all the same in The Sims. So yeah, I was trying to make this work out where I wanted things, so just chucking down some furniture, some light so I could see what I was doing. With the stairs quite a lot here because I couldn't get them like in the right place perfectly without taking up too much space upstairs, because the footprint downstairs is a lot bigger than it is upstairs, which you'll see in a minute when I go up there and start working out the floor plan. So I kind of would have imagined like the people who lived here maybe knock down the like hallway and put in these like supporting beams to open up the space a little bit because it's so small. Every time I build something I always end up having this like super detailed idea of who lives there in my head, and I just think I need to stop doing that. I feel like it gives my builds a lot of detail, and I just think I've lived vicariously through these builds and what I would do if I had a house. So just working out the floor plan, I wanted to squeeze in 2 or 3 bedrooms up there because I imagine this is like a cute little family house. Again, I think ended up putting up too many windows on the side. I think that's the only side that's seen on the gallery, so it kind of makes sense. And then I chucked in some trees on the other side just so I wouldn't have to put so many windows in, because the problem with having like the roof at the front and the back to make that kind of A-frame shape is you lose a lot of light upstairs because you can only have like 1 window on each side really. So with this little sundial, I actually really liked it when I put it on there, and I kind of ended up basing the whole vibe of the house around that little sun. And I really like the lighting in this lot as well, especially in the evening. I think it looks really pretty on the front of the house and the way the light comes on it. But I think during the rest of the times it's just a little bit bad because the sun's behind it, so your shadows are on the front of the house. So I mainly built in the afternoon. I think that's an issue with a lot of the lots as well. Not to be too negative in my first video. As you can see here, I'm like changing the exterior color so many times. I ended up going with the big like round tiles from cats and dogs, and then I fiddled around with the colors again, just trying to make it look perfect. I think because I knew this was my first build I was recording, I didn't want it to look bad. So I spent so much more time than I usually would on the outside. I've been enjoying that lately. I've been enjoying giving them like a really cute little curb appeal. And you'll see that later on. I go absolutely nuts with the landscaping in the front and go way overboard with how much I put out there. So yeah, and this is where I go nuts with the landscaping. I've been using those flowers and grass a lot lately because I think it makes the ground look really lush. And I think in this world in Willow Creek, it works well to have loads of plants everywhere because it's quite a outdoorsy kind of woodlandy place, I think. Later on I add in a little pond at the side of the house as well because I felt like it just needed something extra that wasn't just trees and bushes. And trying to find like live edit objects because I was looking for broken fences. I think they're so sweet. So here I just used the fountain tool and then surrounded the really harsh edges with rocks and plants, and I think I changed the colour of the water in a bit as well to be more greeny and murky. Just doing the same on the other side. I just really like how it looks a little bit run down, but still so lush at the front, almost like it's overgrowing. And I've been using these gnomes a lot lately. I think they look so cute when you're building. So here I'm starting out the kitchen. I knew I kind of wanted to have like this little kitchen feel, and I did want an island, but I felt like the space was like far too small to kind of make it work. So in the end I used a small table and just filled it with cluttery objects, just imagining like it's used as a little place to dump stuff in the kitchen. And I felt like you really went with this whole like country cottagey style vibe. I think I would love to have a kitchen like this. It's just so sweet and so cozy, and I would just really enjoy cooking in there. There's a few bits and bobs from Eco Lifestyle going in as well that came out not long before I built this. So I used so many of the decor objects and I think they're so pretty. And the same with these curtains as well. Like the curtains are some of the best curtains we've got. I think they just have a very nice shape, and the shadows and textures on them are very nice. I think like the original base game curtains with the horrible patterns on there, I just think we need more blank curtains and blinds. So I tried to have a TV in here and I felt like it just wasn't working in the end. I don't want to try and force it. I would just imagine they're the kind of people who maybe sit in front of the fire and read a book, but then later I kind of added this little TV nook over here, so they had like almost 2 separate spaces, as well as the fact I had 3 bedrooms upstairs. I kind of thought one sofa wouldn't be enough, but you couldn't really squeeze any more in there, so just adding loads of rugs and making it feel really cozy. I tend to do the walls and the floors either like at the very beginning or the end, and recently I've been doing it at the end because I think it gives me a chance to kind of work out the vibe of the furniture before I then like try and set one specific style. But I think in the end I ended up going with this really nice light wood and then like a blue everywhere. I think I used blue throughout the whole house. I just really liked this whole blue and yellow, kind of reminding me of that little sundial out the front, thinking of the sky. And then I carry on adding bits here, added some bar stools as if it looks like they are they could stay at that even though they wouldn't be usable in the game. So here I'm just creating a little office. I'm imagining maybe one of the Sims like work at home, or even just a space for them to use their PC. And I think the PCs are like really important in the Sims games. Like you can't do much without them. But I find them annoying to be in the main room because your Sims just automatically go towards the PC, which I don't know, I hate that in my gameplay personally. So I added a cat tree under the stairs just to fill that space. I felt like it would be kind of cozy. I can imagine the cat sitting up there. I'm imagining this family had like a cat and a dog, or maybe 2 cats. It's just quite a small cozy little place. So upstairs there's 1 bathroom. Everything's kind of in a straight line because it's a very small room, so you can't do much. And I ended up doing 2 kids' bedrooms and parents' room. Unfortunately I forgot to add a bath in, I'm just realizing, but there is space I think at the end that you could swap out the shower for a bath, and then a bedroom at the very end, again using loads of Eco Lifestyle stuff. That like little toddler bed is the cutest thing we've ever gotten, and I really wish you had a kids version of it. I just think it's so cute. So then adding in the parents' bedroom, going back to that really blue theme, just furnishing it, making it feel really nice. I ended up doing the blue in the hallway again. I made kind of like a makeshift headboard because I think that bed looks the comfiest out of all the beds that we've got in the game, but because there's just no headboard, I don't know, it looks weird to me. So just finishing off, changing some of the woods to be a little bit lighter, and then into the garden. I've really enjoyed making gardens as well lately, going crazy with the landscaping, but I tend to use the same plants, so I just end up like consistent rather than having loads of like different ones. I feel like it makes it a little bit more wild and a little bit more believable to me. And they're very similar to the plants that are kind of surrounding the lot as well. I started out with this really big garden with loads of planters because I imagine this family is maybe like they're really into their gardening, and but then I also wanted to be able to include like space for the kids to like have a swing set and a basketball hoop. I take away the basketball hoop and instead have a grill and bench, and then I have these like really pretty lights as well. I really like using these lights in like every build I make. I just think they make gardens look so cozy, and it would be so good to have them in your house. And then adding some terrain paint to make it look a little bit less flat, and I think we're nearly coming to the end now. So I'll add some screenshots in and I'll see you later.